These gloves fit perfectly. They are comfortable with the lining. The material appears durable and looks attractive. The value was excellent. They do their job in my battle to keep that thorny bougainvillea, lime tree, and roses trimmed. Bought a second pair for my wife. Pretty good gloves, especially for the price. No real break-in period, good flex, and protection where you need it. They do wear out, but I abuse them with concrete, bricks, garden work, etc. My neighbor came by to help move some items and he has the same ones. I'll purchase again and would recommend. Here are the pros and cons of the WZQH leather work gloves for men or women, specifically the large size glove designed for gardening pros. Durability. Made from leather, these gloves are durable and provide good protection against thorns, sharp objects, and abrasive surfaces encountered during gardening or other outdoor work. Comfort. Leather gloves tend to be comfortable once broken in, conforming to the shape of your hands over time for a better fit. Grip. Leather provides a good grip, making it easier to handle tools, plants, and other items without slippage. Breathability. Many leather gloves are breathable, allowing air circulation to keep your hands cool and comfortable during prolonged use. Protection. They offer protection not only from cuts and scratches but also from dirt, moisture, and plant residue, keeping your hands clean and safe. Cons. Water resistance. While leather provides some protection against moisture, it can absorb water over time, potentially making the gloves less effective in wet conditions or heavy rain. Initial stiffness. New leather gloves may feel stiff initially and require a break-in period before achieving optimal comfort and flexibility. Maintenance. Leather gloves may require occasional conditioning to maintain their durability and appearance, especially after exposure to water or prolonged sunlight. Bulkiness. Leather gloves can be bulkier compared to synthetic options, which may affect dexterity and sensitivity, particularly when handling smaller objects or performing intricate tasks. Cost. Genuine leather gloves can be more expensive than synthetic alternatives, though they often justify the cost with their durability and performance over time. Before purchasing WZQH leather work gloves or any similar product, consider your specific gardening needs, such as the type of tasks you perform and the conditions you work in. Leather gloves are generally well suited for rugged outdoor work like gardening but may not be ideal for tasks requiring fine motor skills or extensive exposure to water. I absolutely loved these gloves for landscaping. Thorns don't get through them, they fit well and are comfortable. They're durable, give a good range of motion, and water hasn't gotten through them yet. Just be careful with tightening them on the wrist as it can put pressure on the median nerve and lead to carpal tunnel. I left a pile of pruned rose stalks, some very thick, in the corner of my yard for several weeks, and by the time I got around to removing them, the weeds/grass had gotten very entangled with the stalks. These gloves were amazing. I had to grab the stalks and literally rip them out of the weeds, and with these gloves, I was able to grasp very firmly and tug hard. I did not get a single scratch. If you have very large, maybe 1/2 inch, thorns, you might want to grab a little carefully, but I dealt with the whole pile very easily. I really recommend these gloves, they are tough and maneuverable. Great protection. The gloves have a little wrist adjuster which worked great to keep them fitted. I'm very active in yard work and go through the fingertips constantly. These gloves fit great, especially with the tightening cord, and are wearing very well. They're comfortable, sturdy, and protect my hands. I've even used them replacing irrigation heads and they've kept my hands dry as long as I don't leave the damp gloves on for too long. They dry fast in the sun. The upside of these gloves is that they helped me through a huge task of removing ceramic floor tiles from a large area. These gloves hung in with me for 100 hours of work, preventing cuts from shards of tile or cuts from carrying the tile out. The downside is that they ended up looking like gloves that are 2 years old. That's not really a bad thing because they are intact and ready to help with my next project, although I hope that it's not tile removal again. Great buy for the money, heavy duty, fits my medium-size hands well, including the fingers where many other manufacturers make finger too long. Little stiff, but should loosen up upon usage. Quality and stitching appear good. I'm no expert on yard gloves, but these looked like they checked all the boxes I wanted, and after over a month of near daily use I'm glad to say they very much do. I've used them for all kinds of general yard work, including pulling rather substantial overgrown thistle, and have done so with confidence. Also great for wearing when cutting grass, trimming trees, stacking wood, etc. They remained incredibly comfortable even in hot temperatures and have held up wonderfully. I've even left them out overnight in the heavy rain and they dried rather quickly in the sun the next day and felt just as good inside. There are obviously cheaper gloves out there, but there are also more expensive ones. I feel these land right in the perfect sweet spot and represent a great value for money. I'll continue using them until a point where they need to be replaced, and then I'll probably order another pair. I was also unsure about the sizing, but ordered based on the included chart, small for me, and the fit absolutely perfectly. Fantastic gloves. Il rapporto qualità prezzo. Happy with them, really well fitting based on guide, L. Ordered and great fit. Stitching is really good and nice pull cord on back of wrist to secure glove. Comfortable lining also. Really good for cost. Would order again. These gloves are very well made and are the smallest leather gloves I can find, but would like the fingers to be smaller though. But still very happy. Thanks. Work well.